Star Wars only. I don't know what the fuck your problem is.
My fellow Star Wars fans, we have some pretty surprising and breaking news. It says that George Lucas is reportedly down to return to Star Wars, but on the condition that he has full control. This comes from the most highly credentialed news source of all time in the entire history of media. It is called WeGotThisCovered.com, and they have a paragraph saying, according to sources close to We Got This Covered, the same ones that informed us that this person would die in The Rise of Skywalker and that person would be revealed as a traitor in the film months before the movie even hit theaters. Lucas has said to the sources that told insiders over there at We Got This Covered that he'll return, but only if he has full creative control over the franchise. And from what they're told, he thinks the studio has made a mess of it and he feels he needs a great amount of control to get it back on track. Wow. Let me tell you this, my friends. If you believe anything that this website We Got This Covered makes up and comes out with, I don't want to be that guy to say you're an idiot, but my god, your IQ needs to be the same number as your age. I get really upset when I see YouTube channels covering We Got This Covered and offering validity to these kind of websites. Does anyone here really believe Lucas wants to come back to Star Wars? The man is 75 years old, alright? Hate to be that guy, but he's got a lot more life behind him than he's got ahead of him. He's older, he's building a museum, he's done with Star Wars. He sold the franchise. If he wanted to do more Star Wars, he wouldn't have sold the franchise. Now, to be fair, when he sold it to Disney, when he was in the negotiations, he told Bob Iger, I want to still make the movies. I still want creative control. And Bob was like, George, I can't buy this from you for $4 billion and let you have creative control. And George was like, well, I just can't sell my legacy like that either. And then eventually they worked things out. George sold it, had a creative consultant role, and he's been more or less involved with it ever since. I mean, he had the debacle over The Force Awakens, he was upset about that, but things smoothed out. He was on set of The Mandalorian. He's busy with his wife and his new daughter. He's got a very young daughter right now that he's raising. I hate to be that guy, but I don't think George Lucas truly cares anymore about Star Wars. Nor does he care enough to come back to Star Wars. And I'm getting really tired and upset of this website We Got This Covered pulling out bullshit 24/7 and the Star Wars fans believing it. I mean, that's what kills me, is that people report on this like it's actual news. 5 days ago, they said that Kevin Feige reportedly is developing multiple Star Wars movies. Kevin Feige just got promoted over there to Marvel. I think he's like the head of creative content now. Does he have the time to make multiple Star Wars movies? No, he does not. Oh, and 7 hours ago, they said that Kevin Feige is considering leaving Marvel to head up Star Wars. So you're telling me he would leave Marvel, which is easily at the peak of its, height of its power, basically. It's doing great. They have multiple projects in the works over there at Disney Plus and in the movie game, multiple films coming out within years. They're doing another phase. They got to do the things post-Avengers. They got to build up a new Avengers team, basically. He's going to leave all of that just to go create Star Wars films that come out once every few years, and we're in a hiatus right now. And he's going to be Lucasfilm president, or try to become Lucasfilm president, instead of doing what he's been doing over there at Marvel for the past, 10-something years? Yeah, sure. Whatever you say, We Got This Covered. Another one from a month ago says, Disney reportedly wants Kathleen Kennedy gone after Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker backlash. What? Guys, if Kathleen Kennedy's leaving, it's going to be in 2021. That's when her contract ends. But the idea that they want her gone because of the backlash towards Rise of Skywalker is a little asinine, my friends. A lot of people over there at Disney, the board of executives, people like Bob Iger, when they look at the response to these films, they don't look at the ratings, they don't look at what the critics or the fans are saying, they're looking at the dollar signs. And Rise of Skywalker made $1 billion in the box office. Now, was it disappointing compared to the other history of the Star Wars films? Yes, but they still have made their money back on the purchase of Star Wars. I'm pretty confident they're okay with Kathleen Kennedy being Lucasfilm president, considering they, signed her on for an extra 3 years back in 2018. So why people believe We Got This Covered on their constant articles? I mean, they come out with an article every 5 minutes. They're like the Mike Zero of websites. And they just, if you look at the paragraphs that I'm reading now, they have so many links to their other articles that they want you to click on. And their mentality is, well, if we come out with multiple things a day, and we say something like, oh, this person's going to die in The Rise of Skywalker, or this person's going to return in The Rise of Skywalker. Well, the only way you can confirm that is if you actually watch the film. And if it doesn't happen, well, no harm, no foul. They just edited it out. It was cut from the movie. Maybe our source got it wrong. But if they got it right, if they got it right, on the off chance they do get it right, they go, you see, our source was correct. You're not allowed to disagree with us anymore because we got it right. I'm gonna be honest, when I heard that there was supposed to be a traitor over there in the First Order, I knew it was Hux. I mean, who the fuck didn't think it was gonna be Hux in The Rise of Skywalker? You'd have to be an idiot to think it would be anybody else. Does anyone know anyone else who works in the First Order? I mean, legit, it was Kylo Ren and Hux. Who else is there? Was it Captain Phasma? Was she gonna return after dying in The Last Jedi just to betray the First Order? I mean, come on. This website does this. They come out with 40 articles a day with a bunch of bullshit inside information, and the reason people report on this kind of stuff, the reason people on YouTube and other outlets report on stuff like George Lucas wanting control over Star Wars or Kathleen Kennedy getting fired from Disney, the reason they do that is because it fits their narrative. It sounds good to them, and therefore they believe it. They only believe the things they want to come true. And it's one of those mentalities of Disney bad, and this article good. This article good because Disney is bad. And because Disney bad, Star Wars bad. And because Star Wars bad, George Lucas good. George Lucas needs to come back because Star Wars bad. They have a very simple brain function. I mean, you're dealing with people who don't have a large IQ and can't really think clearly or logically, or even know how the business of this works, how the business of production and filmmaking works. So when they hear something like George Lucas wants to come back to Star Wars at 75 years old, they believe it because they want it to be true. They want it to happen. And I hate to be that guy, but it's never going to happen. What's he gonna do? Buy back the fucking franchise? He donated half the money he got from Disney to charity. God bless the man. He got the other half, $2 billion in Disney stock. Do you know how much the Disney stock has risen since 2012? How much money that man has made in dividends? He's like I think one of the largest shareholders for Disney stock ever. He even told Bob Iger in person, because Bob Iger was thinking about making him sign one of those agreements saying that you can't publicly talk shit about us, and Lucas told him, hey, I'm a big shareholder now. Why would I talk bad about you? If that's the case, why would he want to come back and take control over Star Wars? If you believe this rumor, if you believe something like this from We Got This Covered, you gotta learn that things like this are meant to get your emotions riled up. They're meant to push a certain narrative, and there are idiots on the internet who will take this as fact because Disney bad, and therefore Star Wars bad, and this article good. It's a tragic time we live in. A lot of fake news is going around, and it's really disappointing to know that there are other channels and other people out there who report on this stuff as if it were true. Because if you do that, you're offering validity and more publicity for this kind of website, which is all they want. They just want the clicks. They don't care about being right or wrong. They want the clicks. But I digress. Tell me your thoughts below. What do you guys think about this awful rumor that George Lucas is coming back to the Star Wars franchise and wants full control? I don't even want to hear your thoughts about it entirely because it's false, but I'd like to hear your thoughts on the bullshit that is pushed out by websites like We Got This Covered. So tell me your thoughts below. I'm Star Wars Only. Hope you guys enjoyed this little talk. I will see you all next time, and may the Force be with you always.